You're listening to the Warrior Supercast.
And today we're talking to Winton Woods alumni.
My name is Alex Kress. I graduated from Winton Woods last year, and I'm currently going to Austin Peay State University in Tennessee.
Hi, my name is Leila Adams. I graduated last year, 2018, and I am attending Xavier University.
Being at Winton Woods helped me pick where I was going to go because without the opportunities I had here in the music department, I'm studying music right now, and without the opportunities, I wouldn't have ever heard of my school or their music department, and after my first year there, I love it, so it was important to meet the teachers and the professors who had the influence on me to look outside of the state because I was just going to look in Ohio, but I was really pushed and encouraged to look outside of the state. And I found a really good school where I'm going now.
Winton Woods helped me pick the university I'm attending because since Winton Woods was so diverse with people and I've learned a lot about cultures and stuff, I went to Xavier because I knew going into there that school's not as diverse and I can bring something to the other people who are not, I would say, as culturally aware as they should, and especially in nursing. It's all about being culturally aware because if we're not culturally aware about the person, we can't give them patient-centered care like we always say, and we can't help them the best way we can. So coming from Winton Woods, it helped me pick that school because I'm able to bring something to their nursing program, something different that I know a lot of other people can't. I would say the particular class that actually prepared me to going into college would be, at first I would say any AGS class because we do projects in college. They're not as good as the ones in AGS, I'll tell you this right now. But it'll help you prepare how to change and adapt those projects. But the class I would say that helped me the most would be Coach C's physics class because he gave a more hands-off approach. Like he would only give you the answer after he knew that you were really lost. Like he would make you figure it out, and that's what they do in college because you have to figure it out for yourself. No one's going to be there to hold your hand. They don't read over your essays. It's all about you and what you do. And he really prepared me to do what I love, and I really like him as a teacher. I think everyone should take him.
I would say that well, I guess it went outside for class, but I took 12th grade English with Miss Roy, and I think this really prepared me for for college and just everything that I had to do this year. Just because even like outside of the classes that she has with you, if she sees you in the hall, she'll ask you about stuff that you maybe were trying to avoid thinking about, like, hey, how's that scholarship essay that you're going to show me going? And you just think and you're like, I need to start it. So she just really pushes you, even if she's not intentionally doing anything to like get you moving, she just pushes you to take control of what's going on and to really plan for your situation. I can tell you there were so many times this year where I felt so ahead of some people just because if we were told about an assignment or an essay or a project, I thought, okay, well, I need to have like a planning done by this time and an outline done by this time, and then it'll take me like 5 seconds to write the essay because I planned everything and I prepared for it. And I feel like she definitely, her and her 12th grade English class specifically, definitely helped me just to plan better and to understand that you have to take every second that you have to work on the things that you need to get done because in college you're going to have a lot to do. If I could send out like a mass broadcast to all of the Winton Woods children, and maybe not children anymore, um, everyone who's going to school at Winton Woods, everyone who's about to graduate or is just getting into high school or has a couple more years left, I think definitely take advantage of the counseling department because if you definitely have to like let them know that you want something, but if you have an idea like, hey, I want to go to this school, but I don't really know how to apply for scholarships here, they will do everything in their power to make sure that they help you achieve what you want to achieve. You have to put in the work because like going to school is so hard. Like just getting in is so hard. But take advantage of the scholarship opportunities that they give you. Like I know there was announcements every day when I was in high school about different scholarship opportunities that were just opening or closing soon. So definitely take advantage of the counseling department and all the scholarship opportunities that they give you because it will save you so much money and so much stress when you're, going into college to be as minimally stressful as possible.
If I had to give advice to the students who are just about to graduate to go into college and students more to come over the years, I would say take advantage of the time because you don't get a lot of time. It runs out really quick, and if you don't, make sure you do everything that you want to because in college you're more likely to do just your academics and that's it, or you're working. That's what most people do. So why here you get all these opportunities, like you can be on the soccer team, you can also be in choir and band, like you can do all these great things here. And I think people don't realize this because they just want to relax and hang out, but make sure you take advantage of that because when in the future you might not be able to do everything you want to do. And also, when you're here, you have teachers who will take time to teach you and take time to tell you and learn and teach you stuff that in college they're not going to do that.
Can I add something? Yeah. So just to add a little extra thing, I say definitely take advantage of the time you have with all of the technology that we're blessed with and the projects that we have. Because, like, I mean, I know, like, sometimes it sucks to have to put together a whole presentation and you have to write a paper for it and create a visual and all that. But if you take the time to make really good projects in high school, the standard for like some of your maybe general education classes is so low because so many people don't have like the media literacy that we have when we develop here. And so I definitely say take advantage of that because it's going to make all those classes so much easier when you get to school, or if you're not going to school or if you're doing something else, it makes it so much easier to present and to talk to people because you were forced to all throughout high school and now middle school and the whole district really. So
Yeah, I can say that is definitely a fact. Literally 2 weeks ago, somebody asked me how do they work Google Slides. I'm not lying. I was like, you just have to go in here, and they're like, literally one of my professors were like so shooken up that we could actually work on it together. He was going through my PowerPoint with me. He was like, maybe you can fix this and stuff. And I was fixing it and I immediately did. And he goes like, whoa, what just happened? How did that happen? I'm like, well, you can work on it, get together with people and we can change and work on it. And he was like really taken back, like, oh wow, technology's come so far. So like, it's really interesting how I would say technology aware we are as a school because a lot of people just are clueless about some of the stuff you can do. And I will tell you right now, we learn basically everything on the smart boards that we have in class. Those are the only things we have in college that we look off of. So the fact that we can get introduced to them and we know how to work them is such a big, I would say, advantage that we have when going to college. Something I really didn't like doing here was working, like our teachers forcing us to work with people who we didn't want to work with, just because that happens in college. We literally pick names out of a hat for people who we have as a group, and then working with people who you didn't like here, it prepared you like if someone's probably not going to do the work, people are just not going to show up. Literally, we had an IPE big project between like the dentistry, the social workers, the nursing program, all these different programs together. We had to do one big project together, and literally people did not show up. They did not respond to your text because we were all put in, they put tables around, people from each major were put in there. You didn't know the people, but you had to show up. You had to do a presentation, you had to film, you had to do all this. And it was really, my group was awesome. Like we all worked together. I knew how to do communication. We kind of did what we did, the need to knows, the knows, and it really helped, AGS. And we sat there and we got through it, but listening to other groups, they were like, people just did not show up. They did not respond. They did not, they only came on day of filming for their presentation. So they had to improvise. And I heard these horror stories and I'm just like, thank God AGS made me, and like this school helped me to know like you have to be strict with people. You can't let people do that. Like you're gonna work with people who you don't like, and in the end it actually paid off in college because I'm able to be like, this is what we need to do. And when somebody has a leader in your group, which I'm prepared to be, things go a lot smoothly and everyone's really able to cooperate. So I'm glad they forced me to do something that I did not like, which was work with people who I just didn't know and did not, who just did not do work. Because you can always make somebody, people think like, because this person doesn't do work regularly, trust me, I've seen my friend Princess Dyer make people who just did not do work because they were so scared of her. So I'm glad this school has taught me how to do that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think I haven't had to do as much group work this year, which I was really surprised by, but a lot of the classes I'm taking are also, or a lot of the classes I took this year at least were definitely very individual kind of oriented. But I know for a fact I'm going to be taking some very heavy group work classes next semester, so I definitely feel excited to just not have to stress, like, because I feel comfortable just asking someone, well, like, will you be in my group? And I understand how to delegate kind of different responsibilities for different projects and assignments because I had to do it so much here. Because when people who do the regular, like, okay, maybe one group project a semester in high school, and we all just sit at our desks and do our workbooks or whatever assignments, and it's so like so sit in your own world, do your own thing, and then have an awful group project once a semester that you dread. Whereas when I'm in college, with the experience I had in high school, I can just go in like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's how it's going to be organized. Does anyone have any suggestions for how we can make this better? Usually no one says anything because they're like, wow, he's too type A. I don't know what to do. Okay, we'll listen to you. And I just feel really in control, which is something that makes me just feel so much more secure with how my classes are going to go and just everything that's going on, because you want to make it as easy as possible. And so if you can take control of things, or even like just be a good co-group member, then it just makes things easy. So you're not saying they're like, oh, I wish my partner who I've talked to once in my life, which is when we met, had like, I wish they would text me, but I don't know how to email them, or I don't think they know how to do Google Docs, and I can't help them because I don't either, or whatever. Um, so yeah, I definitely think that that's something that I also hated, but I've learned to really appreciate now. Thank you for listening to Warrior Supercast.
And don't forget our preschool and kindergarten jumpstart on August 2nd.
So you putting in effort. Are you ready for the new